Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll never go in wrong congregation. Why? Rastaman a born pagan, so I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari give all the guidance. I'll never say what the daddy just say. For Emperor Selassie I trust and obey. Rasta words are pure substance. I'll never go where the pagans go. Never do what the heathens do, cause Rastafari give all the guidance. I'll never say what the wicked heart say. Neither will I walk in the council no day. All the eyes be no God, so.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews, recorded and produced on the lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation in the city of Naarm, now known to the world as Melbourne, Australia. For this episode, I'm going back to my second trip to Jamaica, where I was joined by four good friends. My DJ partner in Chantdown Sound, Ras Crucial, plus Rankin Yoni, who many listeners might know from his reissue label Top Rankin Sound, as well as Andy Eitz and Jar Builder, who was actually the person that took me to Jamaica on my first trip in 2001. I mention them as they can all be heard at different times in this interview, as Warrior King turns things around and actually asks us questions. This is one interview I always think back fondly to. It was a really unique experience. For a start, he didn't want to meet at a house or a studio like most artists, but he wanted to meet outdoors somewhere. He suggested the gardens of Devon House in the middle of Kingston, which was certainly nice, but also a little bit loud, so please excuse the traffic noise in the background. What really made this one enjoyable, though, was Warrior King himself. He was such a nice guy, genuinely interested in us and our journey, how we came to be reggae fans and be in Jamaica. As with a lot of these older interviews, I do cringe a little hearing myself at this younger age, but I'm also amused at how idealistic I was. I'm afraid that cynicism has eroded some of that idealism over the years. But as usual, I'm presenting this one totally uncut and unedited, everything I recorded on the day, including the radio jingles at the end. So here we go, Jesse I interviews Warrior King in Kingston, Jamaica, back in August 2003.
Say what you wanna say, that is not my concern. I will never lose my way. Forward me going, I have no time to reverse. Them can't get me down, could never get me down. Hypocrites and vipers around, they try to push me to the ground.
With me right now I have one of the upcoming stars of reggae music, Warrior King. Thank you very much for joining us here on Chantdown Babylon.
First and foremost, I must say greetings in the precious name of the might of the Trinity, Emperor Haile Selassie the first, you know. Blessed love, it's a pleasure to be here on the program Chantdown Babylon, you know, because that we're doing chanting on Babylon, you know. That's the fire.
Every time. All right, I always like to start my interviews at the beginning with a little bit of background on an artist. So if you can tell us a little bit about where you were born, what life was like growing up as a youth, your family and the early days.
Well, I was born in Kingston, no? In the Jubilee Hospital, where I grew up about 5 years, the first 5 years of my life in St. Catherine, in a community called Portmore. You know, if I hear about Portmore,
yeah.
You know, then at the age of 5, I went to the country, place in Clarendon, where my mother and father lived there, you know. So grow there. I know I was grow like a country boy, you know, discipline, a lot of discipline around me. Going to church every Sunday. You know, I was growing with a lot of love around me. Nature, rivers, lakes, you know. I was also well educated, you know, by my parents, you know. So, you know, that is how it started, you know, for me.
Right.
A simple life, a normal life, like any boy, you know.
Yep.
Definitely.
So what about the music? What was your first exposure to music that you remember?
Exposure? Well, from ever since, you know, through my father, he used to own a little shop and a bar. So music was always playing in the shop or in the bar, you know. So that is how the first exposure I got to music, you know, listen Bob Marley and so forth. But it was at the age of about 13 when I moved back to Kingston. I used to attend St. Andrew Technical High School where them time they have Bounty Killer just a bus out. So I used to patronize them, you know. Right. So like my schoolmates used to say, you know, you sound good, you know, you sound like you can create something of your own, you know. So from there I started making my own music. You know, so you started inspiration from Bob Marley, Garnet Silk, Tennessee, Peter Touch, Admiral Tibet, Beres Amman, Luciana, just to name a few, you know. Yep. Yeah, man, definitely. But as a youth, we try to learn from everybody, you know. Yeah. Every musician you can learn something from, so we use it and build ourselves, you know. Definitely.
Right. When did you get your first break in the business?
Well, 2001, 2001 I got the break. My first release, Verta Suman, that was my first release.
That was your first release?
Yeah.
And it went to number one?
Went to number one for 13 weeks in Jamaica and number one all over the world,
Shuba shuba, shuba shuba day, shuba shuba, shuba 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 day, shuba shuba, shuba shuba day, yeah. Now, no real man can live without the woman. Like night to day, says a woman to her man. She's essential to his purpose and his mission. A good woman is a glory to her man.
Yeah, so that song really opened a lot of doors for me.
Right.
2001, March. It started playing in March, of 2001. It was first played by Elise Kelly on RFM, Yeah,
Right.
she was the first one to play my music.
How did you actually come to record that song?
Well, my manager, Garfield Watson, at the time, before I recorded the song, I was attending a school on Ashanai Road. That's down 3 Mile, National Tool and Engineering Institute. So, my manager, he used to go on the road and get rhythms, link up producer and so forth, and carry them to me. But he knew Michael Johnson, who was the producer of that song. He had a relationship with him before. He knew him from a longer time. So he told him about me, So Michael Johnson told him, say, he had a rhythm, which he's going to produce right now and put some artists on it, So he came and gave me the rhythm, and I wrote the song for the rhythm, Yeah, that's how the song really come forward,
I didn't know that was your first song.
That was my first song I recorded.
What was the follow-up to that? Because the next tune that we got in Australia was Never Go Where
That was the
Pagans.
follow-up.
Right.
But that song was voiced before Verta Suman. But Verta Suman was released before Pagans.
Right.
Empress So Divine, Empress So Divine? That was voiced also before Verta Suman, but Verta Suman was released before those songs.
Okay.
But Verta Suman is my first release.
Right.
First on the vinyl,
Yep.
First going out on the radio stations. Definitely.
So how did you come to link Calibud?
Calibud, management link him, see me through the powers of the Most High, And we go check him one day and we sing two a cappella song for him and he said your song good, you have talent, So so the link started, So we came and link up and we start recording a few tracks till we did the album and so we are good friends now.
Nice. Well, maybe you can tell us a bit about the album. The album, of course, same name, Virtuous
Virtuous
Woman.
Woman, yeah. It's an 18-track album, Positive music, inspiration from the creator, and it touches all different topics, Education, touches strength the woman, song for people going through struggles, Song to burn out the negative vibes, song to touching all topics, and we work with 5 different producers on that album. The main producer, Shellan Calibud Stewart, who produced about 13 of the 18 tracks. And I also work with Donovan Jermaine of Penthouse. I work with Chad Simpson on the Youngblood label. Chad Simpson, also known as Goofy, with the Better Fresh Air. I work with a young producer by the name of Richard Browning. Richard Brown, otherwise known as Chabano, who did the song Jah Is Always There, Yeah, definitely.
I find that song sticks in my head, Jah Is Always There.
Yeah, because Jah Is Always there, and everything you do and everything you say, Jah should be there, Jah is here, just that where 1 or 2 are gathered, in righteousness is here, Yeah, you feel the breeze, Jah is here, We have life, Jah is here. Jah give it the words,
Speaking of Jah, maybe you can tell us a bit. Obviously, Rasta is a big influence on everything, all your music, and I expect everything you do. When did you first sight up Rasta? How did you come to...
Alright. While I go to school, you used to have some youth going to school, and they used to flex different. Because at that time, we used to go to church and thing, So we were growing, we abide by certain principles. But you go to school and you see some youth, them talk different, them move different, Them always talk about Africa and Ethiopia. And them things they always intrigue me, jam me interest, Some more time I sit down and listen to them. But with the teaching I get, I used to say, oh, I never get them teaching here. I not get them teaching at school, now when I go to church. And when you read the Bible, it coincides with what them say, So that really made me start do my own research. So I started going among some Rastafari brethren and sisters, started going to the library, started going into myself more and asking a lot of questions, So that is how we really started the faith. So we start reading about Marcus Garvey now. And Marcus Garvey was the one who said, like, look to the east for the crowning of a black king, for he shall be a redeemer. So that speech, we start going deep in a more Marcus Garvey teachings, So Marcus Garvey tell about black consciousness, telling us about equality amongst all human beings, regardless of the color of your skin, we all are one. Never feel inferior, No matter which race you belong to, because we all are created by the Almighty, So that is how we really started getting into the faith of Rastafari. And at home where we live, you have 1 or 2 Rastafari brethren, we strength the same way. Because we always asking questions. Everywhere we go, we ask questions. Even the pastor and the church ask questions.
Yeah.
Why you never tell us about Ethiopia? And when you read Genesis, Ethiopia is one of the first names mentioned in the Bible. You know? Can I tell us that the Garden of Eden, there are 4 rivers that compass the whole Garden of Eden, and the Gihon River, you know, was one of the river. You know what I say? And you don't learn them things in the church. Them always get a state of mind like in the church, like Ethiopia and all those places was in the sky. So when you find sight of Rasta now, it make you be more down to earth. So when we read my Bible, I can put it in a reality. Because Moses, Christ and all those people where you read of in the Bible, they trod on this land they call earth. So we have to look at it from a realistical point of view, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. That's how we really start till we grow. Just like when you plant a seed, it grows and it grows to a tree, then it starts bear fruits. So I'm still growing, you know? So every day we learn something new. Meeting people, greeting people, you know, we learn more about ourselves and more about the Creator.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, well, it seems to me, you seem very young. I know, the early 20s?
I'm 24.
24,
Yeah.
right about my age. I'm just turned 25.
Yeah.
But it seems for that age you have a lot of maturity. Do you reckon is that where it comes from, that asking questions and learning what you can learn?
Because one of the other things too, you see, as a youth, I was always socialized with more elder people, you know? Like, most of my friends, I'm the youngest, you know?
Yeah.
You know, most of my friends are older than me, and it's a thing with me from a youthful stage, you know? From my baby, my father say, you come like you're old, you act like a mature baby, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just how Jah create me, you know?
Right.
And as I said, asking questions, so I learn a lot of things, you know, because of my inquisitiveness, you know? Definitely.
Right. I wanted to ask you a question. You've got some great songs for the women, but no slackness. It's respectful music.
Yeah, because, you know, to uplift women is to uplift the world. So, you see, in everything you do, you have to have a strategy, you know?
Yeah.
Because, you see, if you want to have a better world, you have to look to the backbone of the world. And, you know, women are the backbone.
Yeah.
Because every man and every woman come from a woman, you know?
Yeah.
So you really have to strengthen the woman. That is why I sing so many songs which are pure and clean.
Yeah.
You know, and divine, to uplift the women, you know, and you know, my inspiration comes from the Creator, you know, Haile Selassie the First. So my message have to be pure and have to be representative as a Rastafarian, you know.
Yep.
And my message is universal. You know, it's for all people of all race, definitely. So my songs, even the people of different races can embrace them and get a fullness from it, you know, because it's reality. Is that what I sing? I sing reality. That is why when I sing, people from that corner of the earth or this corner of the earth can relate to my music, because it's real. It's what's going on every day, you know? Every day liberty, you know? My song is full of love. Yeah. My song is from the heart, so you can feel it. Even if you don't understand the language, because I was in France recently, and I know majority of the people them don't even understand one word I say, but through the feeling and energy that I generate, they can feel the love and the genuineness within it, you know? Yeah.
And a lot of them will come to figure out what the words mean.
They will go investigate, because that feeling that the music gives them drives them to investigate.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely.
What about writing your songs? How do you go about actually writing a song?
How you go about writing a song?
Do you sit down and write lyrics, or do you listen to the rhythm and work off that?
It goes vice versa, you know. Sometimes you sit down and an inspiration comes with the melody, and the other time you listen to rhythm, and the rhythm, listening to the rhythm draws out a melody out of you. Then comes the words, you know. So it comes different ways, you know. But the main source of my inspiration comes from the Most High still, you know. Definitely. We have to give Jah all the glory. I don't want to take any for myself, you know. Yeah. So I can ask one question. What draw you people to reggae music? What draw you to reggae music? I'm not breaking the interview still. I just want to know, you know.
Yeah. Well, for me, that's why I guess we all got to answer individually, but because we all know each other through reggae music. None of us knew each other before we got into reggae music. It's the only thing that brought us all together. But for me, I was listening to gangster rap and, you know, hardcore gangster rap, singing about bitches and guns and drugs and all that stuff. And then I heard reggae music, and it came with the same sort of revolutionary aspects that I liked out of hip hop, but it was positive instead of negative. It was fighting down the system with positivity instead of negativity, and that's what appealed to me first. And I first started listening to like Third World, Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and then went right through Big Youth, Burning Spear, and just checked. And as I got more and more interested, I learned more and more about culture and about what's going on in the world. And now, what I love most about reggae music is it deals with reality. It deals with
problems of the world and the suffering of people in the world. Because if you listen in Australia, all we get is like mainstream pop music. We get American music, British music, and Australian music, and it's all, it's all shake your ass and I love you, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's not talking about. It doesn't deal with anything real, you know.
I know.
People live. It seems to me people living in Australia, England, America, remain ignorant to the problems around the world. The fact that more than half the world has never received a telephone call, don't have electricity, don't have running water. But reggae music will expose those sort of things, make the people know what's going on in the world. And I think music shouldn't just be mindless entertainment. It should be constructive entertainment.
Yeah, because you see, when you read it in the Psalms in the Bible, you know, he tells us that all singers and players of instrument, all my strings are indeed. Yeah. So that is even one of the main thing when I read my Bible and I see that I couldn't go and sing any type of music. You know, I know from that time onwards that given the gift of music, I have to be wise with it, you know.
Yeah.
I have to be constructive with it. As I sing in Breath of Fresh Air, I never misuse it nor abuse it, you know. I always do what is right with it, you know.
Yeah.
Uplifting the people with the music, you know. Comforting the people, educating the people through the music, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Giving the message through the music, spreading the love through the music, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, to me that's what it's all about. It shouldn't be to sell clothes. It shouldn't be to talk about how much gold chains you got. It should be.
Yeah. What I see is when they're looking at the world, they see the people that will sing those type of music. They're more they're more publicized than the people who sing about roots and culture, sing about Jah, sing about the real love, you know, love amongst brothers and sisters, regardless of the color of their skin, you know. Those people we are under promoted.
Yeah, mainstream media, and that's one of the problems we have in Australia. Mainstream media will always fight down reggae music because it deals with reality, because it deals with issues that mainstream society doesn't want brought out.
Yeah.
Particularly, that's how we see it in Australia.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very much, our country followed George Bush to war, followed Tony Blair to war. We were right there behind them, and most Australians don't support that, but our government wants to be American, and so we get American music, and for Jamaican roots reggae music to get any play, it's hard work.
True.
But in time, you know, there's more and more people. It's building up an underground, like a counterculture of people that are interested in these issues, and they're not going to stay ignorant. So
that's why we give thanks to the items still, you know, because in your side of the world, you're pushing reggae music, you know. We give thanks, you know. You open doors, for the message of the Most High to go through different channels, you know. Definitely.
I don't know how you guys all got into reggae music. It's a different story for every man, I guess.
Yeah, different story. Well, I got into reggae music through my parents and through their sort of consciousness and their sort of, I don't know, they sort of always have been sort of open-minded to different cultures and different messages and just sort of the resistance to like the mainstream society, you know what I mean?
True.
So, and they brought me up in a world where I was sort of able to hear all these sorts of different messages from different people across the world. And for me, there was sort of Bob Marley and Peter Tosh and people like that first got into my ears.
So to you, what is the difference between Bob Marley generation and our generation who do the roots and culture? What is the difference? There's a difference to you?
Not really. I think it's just like the, different generation produces different sort of people. Like, for instance, Sizzler and Capleton is more militant, like you could say more aggressive. But then again, society has forced them to be like that. Like, there's still no food on the table, you know, there's still, no money to spend and stuff like that. So it's sort of just more aggressive, whereas the early roots of it was sort of a bit more sort of, you could come across with a peace and sort of more peace and love message. But for, that can only work for so long. And then you have to sort of, stand up and sort of make your voice heard and shout louder, sort of thing like that.
Well, also people always talk about, this artist, the new Bob Marley, this artist, the new Bob Marley, but there will never be another Bob Marley because
he's Bob Marley. Bob Marley came and did his work
at a particular time and place, and that time and place is gone, and it's a new time and place. There can never be another Bob Marley.
One time people look at you and say, "Well, yeah, the next Bob Marley." I said, "No, Bob Marley came and did his work. I'm doing mine in this time, you know. Caesar doing his work, Capleton doing his work, Butcher Banton, Burst Amman. Everybody has a work to do. You have your work to do. You likewise, you and the I, you know. Yes, everybody have to play their part, We give thanks to those who paved the way, So we pave the way for others to come too. Yeah.
That's why on the radio show we play old music in the first hour, new music in the second. So we play all the roots of the music, we play all the old vintage artists from Ken Booth, Elton Ellis, right through to the modern music. So people can know, right, this is reggae music. It's not just Bob Marley. It's not just Bounty Killer. It's everything in between, every which way. Because that's one thing, people in Australia, sometimes we tell people that we play reggae music and they go, reggae music? I don't like reggae music. But then we play something and then they go, oh, I didn't know this was reggae music. Because when they hear, you tell them reggae music, they think Bob Marley or they think, One Drop. They don't know rockers, they don't know dancehall, they don't know anything else. So
True.
education is the key.
Yeah,
as
I
you
sing
say.
that song, Education, and that song was an inspiration from His Majesty, Because Haile Selassie is the one who said education is the key for betterment and completeness of living in this modern time, So we as Rastafarian, we are all about putting forward the message of Rastafari to the public, to the massive,
Yeah.
So I took that song from I took those words from one of his speeches and turned it into a song.
Well, I didn't know those words were from his speech.
Yeah, education is the key for betterment and completeness of living in this modern time, That is His Majesty's word. Definitely. And we all know that education is the key,
Yeah.
Higher education. Educating yourself, knowing more about yourself, Because as I sing the song, education doesn't stop in the school. So observing,
right.
listening, you learn the same way. And as His Majesty say again, education and the quest of knowledge only stops at the grave. So as long as you have life, you can always learn once you are willing to learn, Yeah, man. Come back to this word. Selassie. Rastafari. He's a joyful person still, I'm always happy. No matter how things might be tough or rough, I always keep a smiling face because you see sometimes a person is sad, you bring that joy around them, it makes them happy, Yeah, so we don't really try, even when it's rough, we don't try to show it on our face, Keep happy because we have life, that is the greatest thing. I say once I have life, anything I set, any goal I set, I can achieve.
Respect.
Without life, I can't achieve it. Yeah. So with life, I get to enjoy the company of you, which is very good, feeling good. Yeah.
Whereas
So,
another man might be more of an ego or whatever, and might not want to deal and miss out on learning, meeting other people. We've met other people in reggae music that carry a hostility, or I don't know whether it's because we're white or whatever, but it's, some people keep a distance. But the more you open up yourself, the more you can receive and learn from each other.
Cause some of the time, it's a hype thing, like, I notice it with not every, but most Jamaican artists, especially the DJs, them, the dancehall, them have this hype thing, even sometimes if you go to them show it for you, but I don't know for what. I see myself as a servant of the people, so when the people come to me, I humble myself like a child, because they are the one who play my music, listen to my music, and even come support me at the stage show. So I have to respect them, respect is due.
Yeah, vice versa.
Vice versa. Respect is due, man. People are people, Not because they might be earning more than that virgin or that sister, you feel better than them, no. Because when you die, you don't carry all the riches with you, Yeah. You come the same way you go.
Yeah. It's an expression back home, who dies with the most toys still dies.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so you got the one album under your belt and it's going good.
Yeah,
What's
right
next?
now, we're starting a new project right now, Calibod.
Yep.
Working on a new thing, a new album right now, getting it together. We're getting the rhythms them together, like some of the rhythms we want to use on the album. So you heard one of the rhythms I was playing in the van when they came.
Yeah.
That was one of the rhythms. So I was listening it, getting all in a vibe, creating a music.
Yeah.
So we don't waste time. So doing more work, we're voicing some singles, to different producers, but at the same time we're working on the album. And we're going to do a tour in Europe, with Abyssinians. I think Abidjan will also be on the tour for 4 weeks. Go all around Europe, spread the message. And when I come home, that's in the studio, completing the other album, Yeah, because, it's like, the first album is like, you read the Bible, you have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Josh, the different chapters. So like Virtus Human is like the first chapter of my book. So when I put out a next album, that would be like a next chapter, So as long as I have life, I always put out a chapter, to complete a book of my life. So if see a lot of people, because you see some musician, you listen to music, but it's when you meet them, it's a total different thing. But you see, with my music, you see, you never really have to know me physically to know what the type of person I am and how I think. You see, if I listen to my music, that alone will tell you who is Warrior King and what he stands for.
Yeah.
You know? So you don't, from you listen to my music, you know the type of person I am. Joyful, I love women. When I say love women, I love all women I respect, but I have my queen.
Yeah.
You know? But I love people, you know? I don't deal with certain things. I never go to pagan go. I'm a one-away person, as I say, because I don't really power all of people around me, you know? I go when it is necessary, like my harmony sing and my band and so forth, you know? But yeah, love Jah, I always dwell in the secret place at the Most High. Meaning Jah is always in my mind and my thought, everything I do, you know? Yeah, definitely.
I wanted to ask you about the song "Never Go Where Pagans Go" because that was a big one for us in Australia, probably even bigger than "Virtuous Woman."
Yeah, it's a powerful song.
Yeah. So
Well, you
just
know,
for the people that might not be able to understand all the patois and everything.
well, all the song that came about still, as I said, the main source of my inspiration comes from Haile Selassie I. And at that time I was going to school and you just start, I say Rastafari, and you start bud up and your beard start grow and you start to Selassie and you burn your ganja and thing. So a lot of people in my community, at my school, is a madman that. You know? Call you fool when you're in the classroom, the teacher mock and jeer you. You know? Mock and jeer you, sometimes you feel away, you know? But you tell them, say, no, I'm not going to do certain things. You know, I never go to pagan go. You see, as a righteous man, because regardless of what people used to say, even in my home, mom used to go on away some of the time. Brother them and friends used to say, "Why you turn idiot? Hey, why you to Rasta? Rasta not do nothing. Rasta careless people." You know, some more time you feel like the outcast of the family told them used to talk, you know. So that song now, as a righteous man, you never want to go in the wrong path or go in a negative way, you know. So you never want to go to pagan go because a lot of people who the world as righteous people, they are pagans, you know. But through the doctrine we get from in the church and in the school, you know, the people them have the state of mind seeing that as the right thing. So when you do something other than what you are taught in the school and the church, they obviously like somebody mother or somebody fool are going the wrong way. But you know, you follow the Bible teachings of His Majesty. Christ also, you know, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, that's the name of few. You keep on that path. You know, so you never want to go where the pagans go. You never want to go where wicked people do. You always want to be showing love, not hatred, you know. Because you have a lot of people say they're righteous and yet still, when they see the animal, they kick them and hurt them, you know, and they say they love God. From you love God, you have to love the animal because God is life, you know. You have to love every living thing. Even the ants that crawl on you have to love, you know. Love the grass, love the trees, love every living thing. Yeah, so I never go where the pagans go. I always, not saying I'm not perfect still, but I always try to pursue perfection. I always, you see, make mistakes. I make mistakes, but you see when I'm wrong, I admit that I am wrong and I ask that to correct me and forgive me. You know, that is how I am.
And
Not make the same mistake. Just understand because we're only human beings, you know.
Yeah.
We make mistakes. I'm not perfect, but I try to set example for those to follow. You know, even for the youths.
Yeah.
Even some elders who set example for they don't know themselves. Yes, I never go to pagan go, you know. And that was even a personal song, but everybody, no man want to go with the pagan go, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, you just mentioned if you love God and still hurt animals, maybe you could talk about the idea of eating meat. I assume as a Rasta.
I'm a vegetarian, you know, because, and I'm also a humanitarian, you know. We love animals so much. You see me personally, I'm telling you one of the things where we make me stop eating meat too. Cause, see, as I told you, I used to live in the country.
Yep.
And I had how much? It was 3 brothers of us. And each of us got a goat, you know. So every morning before I go to school, we used to go out and tie out my goat, you know. Give him grass to eat, give him water and so forth, you know. So one day I went to school and I came back and I saw curry goat in the pot. So I said, yeah, curry goat today. So them time I used to eat curry goat. But when I go over the bush to look for my goat, I realized that it was my friend in the pot. You see the relationship that me and my goat had? It was like brethren, you know. I understand him and he understand me. If I say sit, him sit, you know. So from that I say I can't kill an animal. I can't eat animal because personally I don't have the heart to kill one. And so when you read in the Bible, Genesis 1 verse 29, it tells you that what man was originally created to eat, the vegetation of the earth. You know, your digestive system, You know, it never really make feed meat. It take longer to digest, so it overwork your digestive system.
Yeah.
You know?
Same with your teeth.
With the teeth, yeah. You see, if you notice an animal's teeth, it is shaped different.
Yeah,
But
tear.
it's a tear. Our teeth is flat. Vegetable, fruits, beans, grains, nuts. That is what man is originally created to eat. So as Rastafarian, we try to bring forward creation, how it's supposed to be, how it was, how the Creator set it. Yeah. You don't take a life. You don't eat meat. If I eat animal, you eat man. Flesh and blood, you know? A lie? If I eat animal, you can't eat man.
Yeah, because animals, they're fed all kinds of stuff now. They're fed other animals, so it gets into like a cannibal thing.
And they said animal them now feed another animal cause disease.
Yep.
Like you hear about the mad cow disease.
Yeah.
Should they feed the cow and the cow
Yeah.
the same animal, you know? Yeah, them things not right. Vegetarian, they see the fruits.
Another thing about that I heard is, well, there's enough resources on the planet to feed every person. If all the land that's used for grazing cattle was used to grow crops, everybody in the planet could eat.
Everybody.
Well, really, if the human race gave up meat for 1 year, you can feed the whole world 4 times
Yeah, that's
in
true.
1 year. It's a big thing.
That's true. Repeat what you said a while ago.
Sorry?
Repeat what you said a while ago.
If the whole entire human race stopped eating meat for 1 year, you can refeed the entire world
For
4
4 years. 4 times.
Food it would save in 1 year would be
You
enough to
feed
feed the world.
the animals more food than you would feed a human being to get the animal fat. You can feed the
And if you observe the cow, most of the animals are eat grass.
Yeah,
And,
and
everything.
look how big they are.
Yeah.
People tell you can't get strong bones if you don't eat meat. We look at a cow and look at the bones.
And
how
if you,
big a
you
cow
say if
is.
you check most of the doctors in the world, they are vegetarians. Most doctors, they are vegetarian, but it's just a money making thing. You know, you eat the meat, you get sick, you go to the doctor, you know, spend the money. I can't tell when last I've been to the doctor. Because see, when I have a cold, I just go in my garden and pick a garlic and eat, and it's gone. I have a little cold now. I take some garlic this morning. When I go in tonight, take some more garlic with some single Bible. By tomorrow, that's gone. So the herb, you know, just like you give the grass to the cows and the herb for the service of man. Yeah. You know, but you have to be natural with Jah to know them things then.
Yeah.
You know? Some people afraid. You see, you have a lot of people. It's like how we sit now. You have some people not sit down on the ground, so them not doing it. They're not natural, you know. Even some superstars, some people have themselves as superstars, you know. So they would come and sit on the ground. No, which is natural. I feel comfortable. I sleep here. But the only thing we fear now is like crime and violence. You know, someone will come rob you and them things. That only fear a certain way. You know, but apart from that, it's cool.
True. Well,
Feeling everything okay? You feel comfortable? Everybody feel comfortable? Yeah.
it's beautiful to sit in the shade, under the tree, feel the breeze.
Yeah.
What more do you need? That's one of the things we love about being in Jamaica. Is, we're staying in Ochi, and we're right on the ocean, and just to sit in the beautiful night air and have a spliff and swim in the ocean, feel clean.
You burn
refreshed.
herbs? You burn herbs too? Yeah.
He's had some already. That's why he's fallen asleep.
That's see man. Yeah, man, I burn herbs.
All right. Yeah. He doesn't miss much.
True.
Well, with the rhythms you record on, it seems like you choose to go more for the roots rhythms and the one-drop heartbeat rhythms more than any dancehall. That's a conscious decision on your part to choose those sort of rhythms? Or
Yeah, because you see, the type of music, I don't live in music, you know. My music is for living people, so it have to be done on live rhythms. You know, and another thing really when we stick to those type of rhythms is like, you see, when you sing on those rhythms, you can express yourself more, you know, and the song lasts longer too. You see the computer rhythm, 2-3 months time, you hear back it again, it sounds stale. But it is like a bomb, shuba, pagans. 10 years from now you put that in, it sounds sweet same way. You know, because it is on live rhythm and the message is real. Yeah. So we stick to that, you know. Because you see, in this Jamaica here, some of us we still have to hold it, because you see, if you follow the radio stations, everybody just go on the computer rhythm and neglect the live rhythm, because most of the disc jockeys play the computer rhythms more than even the live rhythm. But if it's not for us who say alright, we're gonna stick to these rhythm. The roots reggae would fade away. I'm telling you that. For the younger youths like myself, 24-year-old and even under, most of the youth them want to jump on the dancehall rhythm because the hype thing. But we are doing the real thing. As you see the album entitled The Real Thing, we are doing the real thing.
And look how big that album is.
Yeah, the real thing.
Yeah.
The real thing we are doing.
Respect that.
Bob Marley come set the foundation, you know. So we just keep in the same standard. Yeah.
It seems like in Jamaica, like you're saying, it's the dancehall computer rhythms that get the most play in Jamaica.
Yeah.
What's happened in Jamaica that the focus has moved away from the roots rhythms to the dancehall? Obviously it's been a long time, all through the 80s, when the computers came in to change the music.
Yeah, but I think number two, most of the youths them just want to become singers, you know. You all have instrument players here, you know.
Yeah.
And even if you have them not really, there are no facilities or no places for them to go and even earn a living.
Yeah.
So most of the youth, they just a quick thing, make a quick reading on the computer, voice artist, and that's it. They don't want to go in the studio, spend the time, go and, you know, because most
Learn
artists
the craft.
are half key, you know. Most singers nowadays are half key. They go on the live rhythm, they can't even manage it because they used to book the same beat, they just follow the beat.
Yeah.
But when they're doing the live rhythms, you have to make changes. Love me, and never, you know, changes, bridges.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, to me, it's like them want kind of do the American thing. You see, through the American thing and the computer rhythm have some similarities.
Yep.
That is why they're pushing it.
Right.
If you notice how like Sean Paul thing, and you see, even though it is that reggae music, if it has a bit of crossover. If you listen to the rhythm,
Yeah.
you know, that's why the people overseas can relate to it that way, you know. But we have to keep the roots, you know, because it's our culture. I'm not selling out my culture. You know, myself with money or cash or fame or fortune. I have to keep the real thing, the roots. You know, keep the roots. You know, I know Bob Marley will be smiling right now. For you like me and Lucian and Sizzla, want all the roots right now, and many others, you know.
Who else do you respect the most in the music industry right now?
Right now, I respect Barry Salmon, you know. I respect young youth are talking about like Natural Black, a good artist. Abijah come up. You have Turbulence. You have, you know, I respect the youth and I do the right thing. In a positive way, you know, because, you know, you have some artists who sing on the live and the computer. When they go on the live with them say good things. But when they go on the computer with them, like, you have to wonder if the same meditation, them all in, you know. They sing slap music on the computer rhythm, and I don't support that. You see, I don't have a problem, you know, if somebody wants to sing on the computer rhythm. But you see, if you're a Rasta person or a person doing right things, you don't, not because you're on the dancehall rhythm, you're going to sing something slack or something negative just to get a hype. That's not me.
Even artists like SZA and Capleton in recent years. SZA will sing beautiful Dry Cry on a heartbeat rhythm, and then he'll go and do a tune like Panty Raid on a dance.
Panty Raid?
Yeah.
First time I hear that one there.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
new Sizzla cut, Panty Raid, real slackness.
Yeah.
Pure slackness.
Yeah.
That's
But as I say, give thanks to those who are hold the order in the right way still, you know. You can, you know. Sometimes some things can cause some confusion, you don't really want to call the name some of the time.
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
Like, see this music thing, you see sometimes you talk the truth, people want to kill you just for the truth. You know? So sometimes you just speak the truth, but you just keep it mild. You know, because just say give you wisdom, knowledge and understanding. So if you use it wisely. Life and death are in the power of the tongue, you know. So you have to just know how you use the words. Because you say something today, you might say it without meaning any harm. Tomorrow a man come shoot you or kill your family for no reason at all. Just because you say something which is true but it offends somebody else, you know. But the truth is the truth, you know. I don't support slackness, none at all. None at all. You see, every music I sing, my little son, I have a 8 months old baby. He also can listen to it. My mother also can listen to it. My grandmother also can listen to it. My aunt, my cousin, everybody in my family, every one of my friends supposed to can listen to it and get something from it, you know. So I don't support slackness, especially in a woman, because I respect my mother too much, you know. Because, you know, they said when they sing slackness, she could be a sister, you know. So I don't support slackness.
Yeah. Well, every woman must be someone's daughter or sister or mother.
And I just said from the start, it's music, that is not the purpose of music. Music is giving the message, you know, or educating the people through the music. You're not corrupting the people's mind. Because me can't sing the slack music, especially with the time we are living in right now with a lot of war and crime. You know, so much issues you can't touch that is going on in the world. If you got to touch something like slack music, you know. And sometimes the slack music don't go anywhere neither. You know, just for a moment and fade away. But when they sing good music, it lives on forever. you know, music with substance. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about your child because when we were in LA last year listening to you on the radio do an interview, you were mentioning that your queen was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
I don't think the baby had been born.
Yeah, it's born, you know. I even wrote a song for him, and if you listen to radio stations, it just started getting airplay, you know.
Okay. What's it called?
I have a little flute thing, but I try to sing a piece of it, you know. I say like, "God bless her with a baby boy, and he's so fine, he's so fine. He smiles with me all the time, he's my sunshine, my sunshine. God bless her with a baby boy, and he's so fine, he's so fine. Smiles with me all the time, he's my sunshine, Prince Divine. Oh, I'll grow my youth to the best of my ability. I'll teach him everything I know. Surround him with love, no form of vulgarity. Make it the ancient way he'll grow. Teach him of his roots and his African reality. Righteousness I'll always endow. I'll be a good daughter guided by the Almighty. Oh, I could see the Rastaman so God bless her with a baby boy, and he's so fine. You know, he's so fine. Yeah, that's our song.
Okay.
You see, you have so many different topics you can touch.
Yeah.
You know, so many different topics.
So how has that changed your life? Having obviously a new life in the world is going to make your life a lot different.
But we know that task is greater, more responsibility, you know.
Yeah.
And I have to set more example because I have a child now. You know, so really, it has changed my life in many ways, and at the same time, it hasn't really changed my life because, you see, from Jack give me the power to sing and give me a break on the music scene, I know that I had a great task, you know, a lot of responsibility to ensure that the people are guided in the right way.
Yep.
So just like my son right now, you know, I know that I have a great responsibility of guiding him the right way to be a good man in this world, you know. Yeah, and I hope and pray that Jah use him, you know, because I know he'll be great. He'll be even greater than me, you know. Remember I tell you that.
Right.
He's gonna sing because I hear making some sounds, you know. He's just 8 months and he's making some nice melodious sounds, you know. He's not talking as yet, but he's making some nice sounds. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What about the name Warrior King? Where did you get the name
Warrior
from?
King. Well, before my name was Junior King. So my manager used to carry me go over Frisco Kid House, you know. And Frisco always greet me like Warrior, you know. So I said, I love that name. I said to my manager, I love that name. So I changed the name from Junior King to Warrior King. And you know, the name Warrior, it has a spiritual vibes behind it, you know, because I'm not just a warrior fighting just a physical war, but I'm fighting for truth and right, fighting for righteousness, fighting for harmony amongst all living things, all living people, you know, fighting for love, you know, and the restoration of the Solomonic dynasty, definitely.
Respect. All right, Warrior King, is there any, to wrap things up, any message you'd like to pass on to the people back in Australia, down under?
Australia. Well, what I love to tell the people of Australia is that, you know, in everything you do and everything you just acknowledge His Imperial Majesty Empire Selassie I. And you know, no matter what version the Bible may be written in, the word remains same. It transcends all boundaries of empires and all conception of race. It is eternal. And if you don't accept the Bible with a clear conscience and an open mind, you can't offer salvation, you know. And you know, just do good and good will follow you and let your love light shine as bright as ever, you know. And keep on supporting the reggae music, you know. Keep on supporting the good vibes. And Australian people love, you know, and as long as I have life, I continue to sing good and constructive music, you know, to uplift your heart, minds and soul. So keep strong, you know, and just love your brother and your sister as you love yourself. That is what I have to say to the Australian people. Rastafari is Almighty. Blessed love.
Yes, Warrior King, give thanks for joining us.
It's good to be alive, don't it? Yeah.
All right, give thanks. Wicked.
Yeah, man, blessed.
Great interview.
Nice. Rastafari. A black reverence, you know, before we move.
A lot of people in life don't appreciate life.
Life?
All they do is
Life are the greatest thing. You know, every morning I do, it's every morning, I get up on my jog. You see my jog?
Yep.
I go so, come and live over Elsha, I jump off into the sea.
Right.
I just give thanks. I come like a fish. I just swim and just give thanks. Sometimes people say I'm crazy, but I'm not. I know the value of life.
Yeah, for
I
real.
know the value of life.
Yep.
Before I eat a fruit, I bless it, I give thanks. Before I smoke my spliff, I bless it, I give thanks.
Respect.
You see, before I did the interview, I said, Jah, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be accepted in thy sight. Maybe you didn't see, but I did it in my mind, you know?
Yep.
Everything I do, I acknowledge Jah. And I value life, even the earth, because the earth provides for me, you know. The earth make your clothes, the food you eat, everything, even the buckle and the shoes on your feet. It's black reverence.
Black of reverence.
Like, you know, we're gonna black reverence, say words to Jah, you know. Let's hold the Trinity like this. Yeah. This, you know, this is a symbol of peace. And also a symbol of the Holy Trinity, you know, like this, you know. You know, you see right now, we're gonna go that way, that formation. So everybody's gonna say a word, giving thanks to the Creator, you know what I say? I will start with the Psalms, and then everybody does give. You don't have to be, it can be 2 words, it can be 1 word, it can be 6 words, it can be a sentence, you know. As long as it comes from the heart, you know. Well, I say how good and how pleasant it is for I and I to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran on upon the precepts, even Aaron's precepts that went out to the skirts of his garments, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descend upon the mountains of Zion. For there the Most High command His blessings and His life forevermore. Most High of creation, whom there is a weakness, eternal in whom there is no transcends, and I heal in the precious name of the might of Trinity, Emperor Celestia the First, Jah. And let the words of our mouth and the meditation of our heart be acceptable in Thy sight, O Most High. Give thanks to life and all living things, plants and animals. Give thanks to all people of all races, Jah. Give thanks to love, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Give thanks to the giving of thanks.
Give thanks for bringing us all here together. You know, we've all come together as one. Give thanks to the Creator. Give thanks to the positive vibrations. Give thanks every time.
Jah Rastafari.
I just give thanks for every sunrise and every sunset and everything in between. Give thanks for the sacred draw of every living breath, and for helping us on the path to right, to do good, live good, be good, know good.
Jah
Rastafari.
Rastafari.
I give thanks for this interview and for the opportunity to meet you and to hear what you've got to say. It's been a pleasure and an honour.
Jah
Rastafari.
Give thanks to for being here, just be thankful for life and everyday things we get, just taking food for granted that we shouldn't. We should be thankful for just breathing air. And we know probably more than half the world's population are under heavy sufferance. It's not because we can help much of it, because it's a lot because of the big man doing so much wrong. So I'm thankful again for you to come and do this interview and spend time with you.
Jah Rastafari.
So give thanks and be strong in the pursuit of righteousness.
Jah
Rastafari.
Bless her.
Keep strong.
Yeah man, bless the love, Rastafari. Yeah man,
More
love.
Just to get the level, so or you could sing a little bit just so I can set the level.
Yeah. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing, boy. Hey.
Perfect.
You ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks. Too loud.
Come again.
Like
No,
this.
you can hold. I turn it down. Just hold the same place.
Right here? Yeah, right here. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that has been poured on me.
Move it closer. When you started singing.
Oh, alright, that's all. Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use her as an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. With Rastafari works, yeah, man, I gallivant. I'm Mr. Warkill, Black Emperor, you know. Ready?
You want me to hold it for you, and then
Hold
I
it, yeah.
know it's in the right spot.
Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Ready? Give thanks and praise for the wonderful blessing that's been poured on me. Give thanks and praise. Jah use her as an instrument to set the people free. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. Jah give her the powers to chant. With Rastafari works, yeah, man, I gallivant. Greetings, my people. This is Warrior King, you know. And I say life is the greatest gift. All right, now we are chanting Babylon, you know, with Jesse I on 106.7 PBS, you know, FM, you know, Melbourne, Australia. So keep strong, my people. I go, something so, Rastafari.
Okay. If we get one more just quickly with less information, leave out the radio, just
Say we song.
chant down with Jesse I, anything.
All right.
Whatever you. Jesse I and Ras Crucial.
Ras Crucial.
Yeah.
With Jesse and Rash Crucial?
Yeah.
Alright. Ready?
Yeah.
Love Jah and live. It's Selassie and you will never die. Yeah. Wicked man down on your knees. Plead for forgiveness and Jah pacify. Love Jah and live. It's Selassie and you will never die. Yeah. My people learn to forgive and always remember to pray. When I say why kill Black Emperor, you know? And I said, Jah give it the words, so blessed are those who publish it. You into the chant no Babylon, you know, with Jesse I and Rascusha. So keep in tune and keep it real. Rastafari. Bless the Lord. I go, some exalt.
Wicked. Perfect.
Be strong and do good. Give eyes to the King of all kings. Yeah. Be strong and do good. For Rastafari is his name. So, Lord Jah and live. Yes, Selassie, and you will never die. Yeah. Wicked man down on your knees. Plead for forgiveness and Jah pacify.
Warrior King speaking to me and my friends Ras Crucial, Rankin Yoni, Andy Eitz and Jar Builder back in 2003. That's it for another episode. If you enjoy the podcast and you haven't left a positive review on whatever podcast platform you use, please do so and help other reggae fans discover it. Or you could become a patron on Patreon and help ensure that it continues. Big up to my man Armageddon Time, the one and only Empress Irie, and the Idrins Tom Tanaki and John from Champion Sound. Thanks for listening, and thanks for life.
Got to hold the faith, got to hold the faith, got to hold the faith for Jah is great. Got to hold the faith, got to hold the faith. Mount Sinai, you wait. Although times hard and things seems rough, hold the faith for Jah is great. Although times hard and things seem tough, hold the faith, oh Jah is great. But people in Jamaica suffering day by day. Them can't get no work, that's why the youths them astray. Every day workers a strike because them want a better pay. Situation in my country's a sun big rainy day. No plans or policies, they all gone away. There's a lot for poor people, how we bank accounts stay. The leaders corrupt the nations, wonder what they gonna say. But the Rasta man upon them every day. Although times hard and things seems rough, hold the faith, oh Jah is great. Although times hard and things seems tough, hold the faith, oh Jah is great.